Shalom, shalom. Hey, I got the $1,000,000 question, right? For those that claim the mark of the beast is a microchip, right? With everything going on in the earth, who's going to implement the mark of the beast? What nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's all white people, you got to be specific, because obviously Russia is not doing what America is doing. China is not doing what America is doing. Iran is definitely not doing what America is doing. What nations or what white nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's America, then obviously it ain't going to be the whole world. So this is where the doctrine kind of falls very short. It takes a deep dive very short. If the mark of the beast is going to be a worldwide thing and you can't eat, right, and drink and buy and sell, right, all of this stuff with a physical chip, the $1,000,000 question is, who's going to implement it? And I'm going to leave y'all with that, right? Because obviously the nations ain't getting along. And whatever NATO's doing, BRICS ain't with it. And whatever BRICS is doing, NATO ain't with it. So who's going to implement it? This is why I don't subscribe, and neither do the servants subscribe to the mark of the beast being a microchip.
Yeah, well, Shy. The reason why you don't ascribe to it is because you're just a demon any damn way. But I want to say Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in this gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is not going to be a long lesson. It's just mainly just going to really be just rebuking this dude, bro. Like, I mean, this guy by the name of Chief Ephraim, which, you know, we've had our run-ins with this guy in the past. And in my humble opinion, he's not a man of the Lord. And, I mean, he's really pointless. Because for you to ask such a stupid question like that, that shows you that you have no sound biblical-based knowledge of any damn thing, bro. Because to answer your question, read Revelation 13. And if you understand who the beast is, then you will understand who's going to implement this system on the planet Earth. Okay, but see, these guys are so gung-ho on trying to debunk or trying to say what the mark of the beast is not. They're not proving what it is. And I say that because a lot of these guys, they want to deny the mark of the beast being a chip, because most of these guys, they're going to take the chip. So this is the way of them psyching themselves out. Psyching themselves out to take the chip, because, you know, once you tell yourself, well, it can't be that, because if this was that, if it wasn't this and that, then that'd be that. They're doing it because they don't have no faith. And second of all, what the hell does the world conflict has to do with a particular nation or who's not going to implement it or not? Okay, so you have to understand, dude, the world is a stage, my dude. Okay, and everybody that you're seeing on the world stage now, through the war and through the tenets of war and geopolitics, at the end of the day, all these nations are on board with the global technocracy, man. And this is why places like Sweden, places like fucking China, parts of India, mainly these European nations, a lot of them are already going digital, man. Where you been at? The hell you think Palantir is all about? The hell you think that this whole Palantir, this whole Stargate ordeal was all about? But see, this is what happens when you're not watching and when you're not filled with the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, because this dude is not a man of the Lord, man. Okay, he's jumping back and forth to various groups. He got Asian provocateur vibes, you know, and he wants to swat at gnats just to have a talking point. Like, bro, you're old news. You're played the fuck out. This is why we don't take you other Israelites seriously, because if you can't see that the mark of the beast is the mark of the beast, is the chip, which will be thwarted in by a technocracy, a digital system, bro. It's more than just a fucking chip. Okay, the chip is going to be the primary brain interface behind everything that computes but it's going to be a system. It ain't going to just be the old system. And they say, well, come down to the state's office and get a chip in you so we can track you. It's a little bit more complex than that, because that's too obvious, bro. Even though that's the grand scheme of things, a system is being built around this infrastructure. Okay, like what the fuck are you like, dude? Like, use your fucking brain, cuz. This is why we say, hey, majority of you Israelites ain't gonna make it. And you can see why. Because that's a stupid question. What nation is going to implement it? Bro, Revelation 13 proves what nation is going to implement it. What are you talking about? Read Revelation the 13th chapter. That's the culprit right there on what you need to know. Start at Revelation 13 and 11 and read all the way down to the last verse. And there go your answer, man. Well, that's why we don't believe the mark of the beast. That's not even a reason to disbelieve the mark of the beast is the chip. That the talking points you come with, that's not a valid reason. That's just an excuse because you want to take it, and ultimately because you want to buck up against the men of the Lord. All right? That's why I would say, hey, fuck these niggas, bro. Like, fuck this dude. Fuck this guy, man. Fuck this dude. He ain't, it's whatever. I ain't gonna be nice to you niggas, man. Anyway, this is the book of 2 Timothy 2, and I'm gonna start at verses 2 Timothy 4 and 1. It says, and I charge thee therefore before Yahweh and the Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and dead and happening at his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. And the reason why a lot of you dudes ain't get it, because a lot of you are not diligent. Like, you still got camps that don't go out in the wintertime. You know, you got seasonal Israelites. They'll go out from March to like September and maybe like the last week of October, the midweek of October. Then after that, they hanging up their garments for the rest of the winter. So from October all the way to February, sometimes March, depending on the weather, you ain't got Israelites out there. Now, Chief Ephraim, I don't follow them like that. I don't really watch their videos. I don't really care to. So I'm not sure if they go out in the wintertime or not. But I do know that Zabak's group, which I thought he was part of at a point in time, but I don't know if they departed or what. I know there's been some controversy with this guy because we've always speculated that he was an agent, he was a plant, which I still believe that, because the guy is clearly not spiritual at all. All right, there's gonna be niggas like that gets the ministry blamed. But anyway, neither here nor there. But I do know Zabak goes out year round. I do know Sakari goes out year round, and we go out year round. But as far as IUIC, they don't go out year round. Fucking GOCC, they don't go out at all. You know, they have totally been reduced to a Baptist church. But regardless of it, you guys are not diligent, so therefore you don't have the understanding because the Spirit of the Lord is not resting upon you. Okay, we've done countless of videos on Palantir, Stargate. Okay, you got Richie from Boston, you got Nations Conspire, you have everybody on bandwagon that this global technocracy is going to be what aids in the mark of the beast. But it's not just simply saying, here go your chip, take it. It has to be backed by a system. Like going back years ago, back in 2018, 2019, when they was installing the 5G towers, and then, you know, you had the jab, then everything was getting digital with the smart payments, with the palm readers and all that other stuff. All that is playing a factor into this new system coming in. That's why when they shut this system down, they're going to implement the new system, which will be regarding the RFID chip. CBDCs, everything is going to be on a digital grid, so to speak. And the chip is going to be like the brain interface that connects it all, that you're going to have to, it's called under the skin surveillance. All right, this dude is just making up shit. But it says, preach the word, be instant in season and out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. And this is why we continue to go over these videos. Okay, Apostle Tahar put out a video, the $1 million question, and he went to ChatGPT, which I didn't even check out his video, but I can kind of understand what direction he's going in with that, because we do videos on this every week. And if you can't see it, it's because the Spirit of the Lord don't want you to see it. And like I mentioned earlier, the reason why these guys negate that is because they have a problem with us. And second of all, because they gonna take the chip, because these guys ultimately, they don't want this kingdom to be destroyed. They don't want to see Babylon be destroyed, because most of them know they're not gonna make it anyway. Like me personally, I don't, you know, it's just my personal opinion. The Most High may have a change of heart for this guy, I don't know. But me personally, I don't even see him making it, man. And that's not my call to say, oh, who are you? I'm not saying that, but I just don't see it because of the spirit. The scriptures say you will know them by their fruits, you know. But regardless of that, you Israelites, you're worse than Christians, man. It's crazy how you have Christians, Edomite Christians that actually study the Bible, knows what this prophecy is, but you got Israelites calling themselves prophets that can't seem to figure this shit out. And it says here, for the time will come that they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves, having teachers having itching ears. Right, okay, itching ears, and that goes into basically you're shutting up your spirit from hearing this gospel, man. Okay, you can't accept the sound doctrine because the Spirit of the Lord is not supping with you. That's just what it is. The Spirit of the Lord is not dealing with you, so you can't see it in the way that we see it. And ultimately, because you don't want to see it. And they should turn away their ears from the truth and should be turned into fables. And that's why this guy can't get it. Because ultimately, the Spirit is not with him. Well, he may just be set up. He could just be an agent, which I speculate that too. But Daniel 12, and I'm going to start at let's start at verses 10. It says, many should be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked should do wickedly. The wicked should do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right. And this is why he don't understand, because he's the wicked. He's wicked, period. Go to Revelation 13 real quick. I'm just read it and I'll shut it down. I don't want to harp on it too much. I was gonna just really curse this dude out, but you know what? It ain't even that deep. It is what it is. You're gonna have niggas like that just pop up and run their mouth because, for the simple fact, it's just what they do. All right, now if you want to know who's gonna implement the mark of the beast, read Revelation 13. Let's start at verses 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Matter of fact, let's start at 14. And deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. Who is that talking about, bro? It's talking about the Roman Empire, right? What nation was Rome? With predominantly the rulership. It was Edomites. So how the hell, though, Russia and BRICS not agreeing and this and that? They all agree on a technocracy, man, and surveilling their people. So it don't matter. And it says, and had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. So what more do you need to know? It's simple. Read this chapter. All right. One last precept and I got to dip. These guys, man, these dudes ain't in the spirit, man. They're like insignificant. 1 Timothy 4, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times that some should depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And this guy's already been a devil. All right. Jake just want to keep up controversy just because. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with the hot iron. All right. And that's what the demons are of plaguing these dudes, man. Because they're not in the spirit. So anyway, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakakwadash. Lord's will you were edified until the next lesson. Shalom.